Every journey begins with a choice, a decision to do more than just get by. In the hush of the pre-dawn hours, when the city slumbers and shadows drape quiet streets, resolve flickers in the determined eyes of someone who dreams beyond the confines of their current reality. Mornings start not with fanfare, but with small rituals that speak volumes. An alarm set, not for comfort, but for consistency. A cup of coffee carefully measured against a self-imposed budget. Bills tracked with the precision of an accountant. To an outsider, it might look like sacrifice, like the slow subtraction of pleasurable extravagance. But to this individual, each act of restraint represents possibility, the steady unlocking of doors once thought forever closed. The ordinary stretches out, day after day, work, bills, chores, and responsibilities, all seemingly unremarkable. But underneath, something extraordinary is building. Where friends splurge on dinners out or the latest gadget, dinner plans here are traded for simple, home-cooked meals. Impulse buys fade away, replaced by intentional choices, each dollar assigned its purpose in pursuit of something greater. In a small, lamp-lit apartment, the quiet work of transformation begins. Side hustles are mapped out and brought to life. Late nights spent hunched over a laptop, fingers curled around a paintbrush, or cycling through evening air with a delivery bag slung over one shoulder. Every extra shift, every small freelance job, every moment where tiredness begs for rest and resolve answers with effort. Each one forms a block in the foundation of something bigger. Patience, once a virtue for saints, becomes a daily practice. The journey is measured not in leaps, but in incremental strides, watching the savings account slowly swell, spreadsheet by spreadsheet, gig by gig, the ledger of hopes neatly balancing with the ledger of reality. Money, so often associated with anxiety or limitation, now feels different. It is an ally, a tool. Each dollar is a seed, planted not for today's comfort but for tomorrow's harvest. And yet, this is not a journey of deprivation, but of preparation. Sacrifice alone does not build a better future. It must be paired with education, adaptation, and above all, vision. Weekends, once the domain of leisure, are repurposed into workshops of self-improvement. Highlighters run dry marking the critical passages in books, guides on personal finance, real estate investing, and the stories of those who once walked this same uncertain path. The quiet epiphanies that come from these readings are as important as any paycheck. Understanding leverage, the difference between assets and liabilities, the power of compounding returns. Each insight becomes a rung in a ladder that reaches up and out of the familiar. Property listings fill idle moments, small screens showcasing big dreams. The search is exhaustive, and at times, exhausting. Listings are pored over, neighborhoods analyzed, floor plans compared. Does the property rest near a transit line, a good school, a grocery store? What is the vacancy rate? How do the numbers look when run through the calculators, over and over, until the formulas are second nature? Mortgage rates and insurance premiums, taxes and property management fees, potential pitfalls and the ever-present fear of the unknown, all considered carefully, weighed not just with hope, but with practiced discernment. Doubt is a constant companion, whispering questions about worthiness and readiness. What if something goes wrong? What if this is a mistake? But now, discipline stands as a shield against fear. The courage to try again, after the 100th rejection, becomes a defining strength. It is the willingness to accept incremental progress, to take one step forward even when the destination is still shrouded in uncertainty, that transforms fleeting hope into tangible strategy. Finally, after months, perhaps years of preparation, the opportunity arrives. It is not a matter of luck, but of readiness meeting circumstance. A fourplex appears on the market. The numbers make sense. The location is promising. The process is both terrifying and exhilarating. From the first call to the realtor, to the negotiations, the inspection, the due diligence, all the way to the final handshake. The keys press into a palm not trembling with fear, but with quiet elation. This is real. A dream materialized, made possible by every hard-fought choice that came before. Victory here is not noisy or ostentatious. It is the satisfying click of the door unlocking to a place you now own. It is the sense of accomplishment in knowing every cent of rent collected will go toward building an asset, a future. It is seeing, for the first time, the financial puzzle pieces fitting together. A mortgage paid in part or in full by tenants, emails confirming cash flow, spreadsheets showing positive margins. Each success feels personal, a herald of freedom earned not in sudden windfall, but in 1,000 acts of will. Of course, the journey does not end with acquisition. New challenges emerge, unexpected repairs, difficult tenants, market swings that test even the most carefully considered plans. Yet, behind every challenge stands the unshakable knowledge of what has already been built. The struggle itself becomes an affirmation, a reminder that what matters most is now under your control. What began as thrift and caution has become capital and opportunity. Life opens up, not in leaps, but in the aggregate of disciplined days and daring nights. The blueprint for freedom is written not in extravagant risk, but in daily resolve, choosing no to immediate pleasures so that someday soon, far greater yeses may be possible. Family time reclaimed, security assured, the possibility to give back or grow again. This story is not rare, not out of reach, nor reserved for the privileged few. It is forged wherever resolve meets discipline, wherever vision is paired with action, wherever someone decides that the story they were given is not the only one they can write. On the threshold of a fourplex that is both investment and symbol, the final truth is clear. Freedom is built, not granted. The journey continues, a testament to what's possible when ordinary steps are repeated with extraordinary persistence. Each morning, each deliberate decision, each lesson learned stacks up, brick by brick, until one day there is something to show, to hold, to build upon. The first steps are the most uncertain. The rest, history in the making. For anyone willing to chart their own course, this is both invitation and proof that a life of purpose, security, and freedom is possible. One choice, one day, and one dream at a time.